Hop in the whip and I hit these switches, see that chrome suspension. Look at the car, you know who did it, I don't have to mention. They know it's Alex from Hoppos. Custom work come from Hoppos. I'm Rob Taylor, 504.
What's up, guys? How are you? We are here in the sunny, beautiful winter weather of Yucaipa, California. And I came up here because my daughter had a little school performance last night, and well, I brought up Little Red because she requested Little Red to be there. And, well, let's just say, Little Red made it to her pageant, but didn't make it back home. So, try to diagnose it real quick. I think fuel pump went out, or some type of fuel relay or something went out. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can fix right here on the street. Truck's way too low. So, I was gonna go and grab the trailer, but I figured why go put another 100 miles going back and forth. Just get it towed over there, back to the shop. So Roadside and Towing showed up right now. Gonna get it lifted up and hopefully back to the shop and back to running next week. So if any of you guys have a connection on rare mini truck parts that's already in the States, I know I can obviously get it from Japan, I can order that stuff, but if you know anyone that has it, or you know of any company that stocks fuel pumps, fuel relays, or anything like that for Honda Acnes, the HH or HA3 or whatever it is, if you guys know anybody, please drop them in the comments down below. That way I could try to source something real quick. If not, I'll just overnight some stuff from Japan and get it back on the road, because it's a sad day. Still got the minivan though, still got the minivan. Other than that, we still got to update you on Javier's 62 Impala as well. And it was pretty cool because right here at the gas station at Speedway Express, all the employees here were super helpful, and they were actually fans. Pretty cool because they actually saw a Tesla build. So thank you guys for that. All the employees here, appreciate you guys. Thank you. As much as I don't like seeing this on a tow truck, I'm just glad it's a red tow truck. Look at that, that thing matches perfect. Tow truck driver got to make a stop real quick and go drop it off at the shop, and then I'll be following right behind him to go put it in the building. So put it away till I order the parts and get it all torn apart. Fun stuff, guys. Fun stuff. It happens. Just time to fix it. Well, she's made it into the shop, guys. Not on her own power, but got my wife in there steering it right now. Got it hooked up to the chain. Well, we made it back to the shop. It is Monday, and well, we just kind of went through and diagnosed some things on the Little Red van. Issues that we were thinking that we were having, which I think I confirmed them. It's a little hard. I still have the truck on the ground, but obviously I have a lot more tooling here. So I was able to pull the fuel line off going into the carburetor, and yeah, no fuel coming out whatsoever. So she's gonna sit here for a little bit. At least she looks good. Yoda Detailing just cleaned her up, but that paint, that house of colors with that CNC touch on there, she looks good broken. Got the Nardo Gray Acne van over here. Red truck. Well, I guess I'll jump in her, take her to lunch today. But for right now, we need to get everything situated. We're gonna leave these kind of on the back burner for right now. Let me show you guys the S15. S15, the wheels, they fit, but we ran into another issue. So we got the wheels on, but now what's happening is, I mean, yeah, we got some clearance issues. Obviously right now we still have about 21 psi of air in the front, but as you can tell, we're not going to go much lower. We're already on the fender, and these are fiberglass fenders, so we're going to actually bump this up on the mounting slightly, probably right around another 3/4 of an inch, to make sure that this doesn't hit. We want it close, but we don't want it hitting. So that has to get done today somehow. We got a lot of cutting. We just finished cutting up another sheet right now as well, but the workload just keeps coming in. Good and bad, good and bad. I love it, but it just means I gotta try different energy drinks, and I gotta, yeah, man, it's tiring, it's tiring. I love it, but it's tiring. Let's get to work. There's nothing to do but to get to work. We need to try to get caught up. We just rolled out Little Red. Now let's get the Acme van out of here and outside so we have a little more space. We'll park her right next to the 3500. Keep her in the shade. And we'll just leave her up. All right, now that we got some space, I'm gonna jump back on the 62, but you guys have already seen that in the last video. I'm not gonna sit there and bore you guys with another, 10, 15 minutes of me tightening the same exact fittings again. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get that going. There's gonna be a few other little things I'm gonna do as well. Then I will show you guys an update and show you guys progress of that. All right, guys, we got pretty much almost all the fittings tightened up. Super excited because I don't have to tighten fittings anymore, but I'm still missing that one fitting that's right there, which luckily it is a swivel, so I could get to it with a socket. So that should be on its way, just confirmed. We got all the dumps and slowdowns all tightened up, swapped out all the O-rings already. Here's all the old ones. Got those all swapped out, got all my extra new ones right there. But we're ready to roll. Pretty much been working on getting the last of the fittings tightened up all day today, which it's very, very time consuming. Like seriously, you guys, I don't know if you guys understand how much time it takes to sit down and tighten each one and make sure they're straight, because there's really no going back unless I want to take the whole thing apart, which I do not want to take it apart. So our plan is just to dial it in, get it 100% done from square one, and then from there you can start tubing. The only problem we're having right now is I'm waiting for my tubing to show up. I only have maybe about 60 feet left here, which I think I'm gonna blow through most of that on here. And the guy's got orders for like, I think 30 plus feet. So I'm only gonna have really about 30 feet left. Hopefully tubing shows up. Also, still have not got a tracking on batteries, which it's tough because I'm waiting for these to show up. That way we get all the wiring done as well. But in the meantime, we're gonna keep moving forward and we're gonna get all the tubing done, which I will time lapse that for you guys, and I'll kind of talk a little bit about it here and there for you guys as well. For a lot of you guys that are interested in doing tubing, I'll kind of show you little tricks and tips that I like to do. I'm not going to show you everything because there's going to be a lot of tubing going on, and I don't want it to be real repetitive. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a little rundown of what you're looking at here. You're looking at a gravity fed tank, holds roughly about 2.5, 2.25 quarts on this guy. Once this guy's all primed and ran to the front and bled out, that's gonna be more than enough oil. This is our standard tank that we run on most of our gravity fed stuff. From here you're gonna have offset fittings. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but look at the fitting, and you actually offset it slightly, just enough to actually get these tanks centered. And we do that for one reason. If you guys notice, the block ends here and the block ends on the side of this gear. The gears have to sit offset because of the shafts on them. So we do that in order to correct that and make the tank look somewhat centered up on the block. We actually offset and machine a custom fitting to scoot that over. So all four of these have that. From here, pressure comes out on the bottom side, pressure comes out. We have a check valve right here and right here. So pressure comes out, comes up, got dual pressure feeds. These are gonna come out and go to your cylinders pretty much. From there, we're gonna have to have a T, returns back in. It's gonna come in on this back side back here. This will actually come in and through here, return to the dump. Dump is gonna come back and go into the slowdown back into the tank. So all that is recirculating. So it's a recirculating system pretty much. And all these are pretty much all doing the same thing. We do have the 3/8 Stucci check valves. some of our custom machine dumps that we did a few years back, and he just happened to get some of these a while back. You guys can kind of see them here. So we're gonna be getting all this tubed up. This one, the two back pumps, we have the slowdowns off the tank. So same thing here, slowdowns off the tank. On these ones, I'm gonna actually float the slowdowns out a little bit. And what I'm doing is, visually when you step back, I like the way everything has that staggered appearance. Everything, it has staggered stand, staggered top stand, pumps are all staggered, all the dumps and slowdowns are all staggered. So I'm gonna do the same thing with that slowdown, but I didn't want it all the way to the back because I didn't want it to get lost back here. So I'm gonna actually scoot that guy slightly forward to get that staggered appearance as well. And these are a lot of little things that when we're looking at in a design point of view that we have to think out thoroughly before we send out fittings to get chromed. I do always send out a few extras just in case. You know, I got some 90s and some, those are all of our bulkheads over there, some extra T's, some extra swivels, just to make sure that we have enough, because sometimes when you're going doing it, you know, what you thought in your mind kind of changes sometimes. So here's our other slowdowns that will be floating, that, like what I was mentioning, pretty much going to be floating somewhere in this area right here. I didn't want it all the way to the back because I didn't want it to get lost. I want it more towards the front up here, so we're gonna do something like that. This is actually this side over here, so it's actually gonna go something like this. That way you can kind of show off and see a little bit of all the detail in the slowdowns and obviously in the dumps, as you guys can see. All these are already all tightened, so you don't see any of the Loctite or any Teflon in this. But you can see all the work that Philip Finelines did, all the work that Castaneda did, all the work that Mario, CNC, and the guys over there did. We want to showcase and show it all off because everything on this is freaking beautiful. And one thing I do want to show you guys is when we're building these, a lot of times I get comments like it all the time is, oh, that setup doesn't work, that's just a show setup. And I'm going to show you guys that this is actually a fully functioning setup. That's why I'm doing these whole videos as well, that way you guys can see the whole build process and how long everything takes, and you know how it's done as well. That way if you guys ever are curious on doing your own and you know, possibly just building something for yourself, you guys will have something to kind of reference back to as well. Woo, looks like we got delivery. And we got, was it a 5 gallon?
5 gallons.
5 gallons of Adams detail spray. If you guys are ever detailing your car, Adams stuff is always the best stuff. We use that here at the shop. Obviously 5 gallons worth. Make sure you guys go on to the Adams website and get you some right there. Finished off the first piece. Woo! Alright, so we've been actually working on getting another cylinder sleeve just like the one we did here, but a miniature version to go over the steering shaft here. And oh, first test fit feels good. Alright, so now that we know that's good, we get to part that off and put the taper in there and set it up for a set screw. Right. I've been putting this off long enough. I need to start tubing right now because, well, we got all the fun stuff done. We got the steering shaft in the works right now. Time to tube. Let's get it. Roll the time lapse now. Just finished up the steering shaft cover, billet cover to match the cylinders. Just finished drilling and tapping it. Thank you, Gustavo. Well, as you guys can see, the fitting showed up, so now that just means you got to get a dump on there and start finishing up the tubing here, which I actually got one piece of tubing on there. Not looking so bad. Bad timing. I'm not doing great on timing right now, but we'll make this happen one way or another. All that work right there, and we've only managed to so far get 4 tubings done. I actually have only messed up, actually I haven't messed up any yet. I got a few little sample bends that I'm working on right here, just like trying to figure out my angles. But as far as a finished product, I got attempted to do 4 tubings and I got 4 in return. So far we're at 100% success rate. So I'm actually pretty excited. But right now I'm actually getting to that point where like I cannot think straight. I cannot focus on this. I'm all over the place, and I'm not happy with what I'm coming up with in my mind. So I'm gonna take a step away. I'm probably gonna go, I don't know, go grab me a drink or something and head to the store, and then I'm gonna shoot my way back. And I do that normally when I can't focus and I struggle just thinking about what I actually want. Sometimes you just need to step away and reset, come back, and then a fresh idea pops in your mind. So far this is what we're looking at. We have one pressure out here, a pressure out here, a pressure out there, and a pressure out right here. On top we got 2 returns. Actually I got 6 done so far. On top we got 2 returns, and right here is what I'm working on. I'm not too much a big fan of like whoop-de-whoops like this on, I call them whoop-de-whoops, but 180 degree full rotation, backwards. I'm not a whole fan of that normally. I try to stay away from, like, my tubing style doesn't really reflect this. So I'm struggling because I know this will work and I could get this angle to work right here. These are just 2 sample pieces I had laying around, but I'm honestly just not feeling it. So I think I'm gonna come up with a different idea right here. But sometimes on my tubing you'll see kind of like some hieroglyphic marks. For some people it probably doesn't mean anything. For me, I put a little 0, a little O. That's my starting. That's my 0. I start from there and I'm working my way from this bend over. And I do this that way when I go and repeat other ones. This was my first one that I did here. I know to start my bends on this side. So that's why I do my little 0. And then you'll see me mark out my 0 degree. And then you'll see me mark out my 90. If I'm changing up any other measurements, if I'm going 45s or anything like that, then you'll see me do 45s or 30s or anything else. But you'll kind of see that throughout the tubing. There's like little Sharpie marks here and there. You'll see these are just little just markers. That way I know where my bends are starting and stopping. You'll also see measurements. I go and mic a lot of these things and start measuring stuff. But so far, the 6 pieces that are done are looking really, really good. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy the way these are turning out. But like I said, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna step away, go grab me a drink or something, go grab me some lunch, and then I'll come back. All right, guys, we ended up knocking out 2 more tubings right here. We got the dump wire tubings all done as well. So you can see those right here, right here. We got our brackets in there to hold all of our hard lines. Those are our 3 hardline clamps. The reason I'm running a 3 right here is because I'm gonna be running another hard line in between here as well. So I'm using this as my spacing for right now, and then when I add in the other one, it's gonna go straight into that little hole right where my finger's at right there. Well, that will do it, guys. That is enough for today. We're gonna go home. Thank you guys for always liking, sharing, subscribing. We'll see you guys on the next video where hopefully the tubing is almost done. See you guys next time.
Look at the car, you know who did it. I don't have to mention. They know it's Alex from Hoppos. Custom work come from Hoppos.